Hey, I'm Rose Gray, and you're listening to Main Pod Girl.
Welcome to Main Pod Girl. This is a podcast made by Popheads for Popheads. Every episode, we'll be diving into all kinds of pop culture topics with some of our favorite artists and music commentators. I'm your host, AJ Marks, and today's special guest is my most played artist so far this year. She's released songs with Sega Bodega, Uffy, Mel C, and friend of the pod, Rachel Chinariri, and she just released her debut album, Louder Please, in January, and is already carving a name for herself as a Popheads darling. It's Rose Gray.
Hello.
So let's start off with what we're listening to. Rose, do you want to go first?
What am I listening to? Okay. I am listening to some of those artists that you just said, really. I listen to a lot of my contemporaries. I'm absolutely obsessed with Sega's album, Dennis. I don't know if you've listened to it. I listened to it.
So good. I love Sega.
I love him too. He's a very special human. I'm listening to a lot of sort of, I don't know when it's going to come out, but like demos of my own, to be honest.
Yes. Okay. I mean, are you in those phases? Because like sometimes when I'm in the studio and I'm working on songs, I'll only be listening to other people's music and just pulling inspiration from all different kinds of like weird sources. And sometimes I'm only listening to my own music. I feel like there's that weird flow where it's like you either don't listen to it at all or you only listen to it. Is that true for you as well?
That's definitely true for me. I think for the last couple of weeks, I haven't been able to listen to much music because I've just been like touring and playing shows. But now I'm craving material. But I don't know if it's healthy. I have a bit of a like obsession with unreleased music of mine. Like I could listen to it. I don't know if you're the same. I could listen to one demo if I like it sort of all day, like literally in my headphones all day, like literally the song finishes and I put it back to the beginning again.
Exactly. And every time you listen to it, you're like, this is what my mom's going to think about it when she listens to it. This is what my biggest fan is going to listen to. Like, this is
my crush will think.
Yeah, exactly. My crush from uni way back in the day or high school way back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, it's fun to imagine like this is what like a label exec would think. You know, you're just like you're just like, what's everyone going to think? You know,
but like this is what it's going to feel like live. And I feel like every artist. I think we all do it. Yeah. I've spoken to quite a few artists, but yeah, I'm loving Sega. I really enjoy sort of like quite minimal dance, like underground records. That there's this duo called Plush Management Inc. And they're these two girls, and they just make these. It's like girly, synthy, electro pop. They do like remixes. And I just listen to their music like all the time.
I love that. I love the name. I've been listening to a lot of, Rebecca Black's album Salvation just came out, and I've been listening to that because I love her. Also, Autopilot by Grant Kanoki. Have you heard of him? He's so good. It kind of sounds like that Tate McRae song, Sports Car, which I also really love. Like they're both kind of like Britney Spears whisper pop kind of thing.
That Sports Car song has got something in it. I'm like, what has she put in that? Because
absolutely,
I'm also obsessed with Addison Rae, High Fashion.
Yes.
Wow, what a song!
Oh, I love Addison.
I love her. I'm very excited for her album. The soundscape of it is very interesting, and it's like her and these two other like producer and writer, and they've kind of done everything together, I think.
That's the key sometimes, just to like find the person you click with. See, I really love albums that are like, let me work with everyone. And then I also really like albums that are like, let me work with one person basically.
Yeah.
And have everyone else kind of come in.
Yeah, I'm going through that. I think my album was such a collaboration, and I love working like that. But moving into like whether it's second album, like I don't want to put a label on it yet, but I am craving sort of, yeah, maybe just working with like one or two people.
Mm.
But then I don't know, there's something I really enjoy going into sessions and it's like brand new people. I think something when it works, it really works.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just have to have Justin Tranter in all the sessions and then the
You
producer.
absolutely should. Justin Tranter, also a friend of the podcast. We love
Oh,
Justin on
of
this show.
course.
Yeah, I also see that's kind of like the Sabrina Carpenter formula where she can work with Jack Antonoff or she can work with, all these other producers, but her like consistent is Amy Allen, right? Her like
Yeah.
songwriting buddy. Or Dua Lipa, it's like Caroline Eileen, that's her writing buddy. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes you just need a writing buddy, but maybe you can work like shuffle everyone else out.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
so that's a cool new strategy too. I thought it was interesting. Going into your music, oh my God, I'll never forget it. There was this one week earlier this year where I saw one of your singles featured in a playlist. I think it was like New Music Friday or something. And I wasn't in a position to listen to it at the time because I was like out in public without headphones.
mhm.
But the artwork really stuck out to me. So I went to your page and I was like, oh, all the artwork is good. So I added like your 5 most popular songs to a playlist of like songs I'm eventually going to listen to. And then the next day, your team had reached out. And I hadn't put two and two together yet, but I was like, that name sounds familiar. Rose Gray. Okay, interesting. And then, but again, I was in public without headphones. So I was like, I'll make a point to listen to her later. Right. Then over the course of the weekend, your album came out. And not only was my timeline filled with people talking about your album cover, right? Which again, it didn't have your name on it, right? So I'm seeing the album cover. I'm like knowing that I added a couple songs based off the single artwork, and I'm hearing your name in my emails, and I'm like, but I'm not putting any of this together yet, right? But then I listened to your songs, loved them, added them to my main playlist, and then I finally put all the pieces together, and
It's her.
I was like, she's everywhere. She is 2025. And for good reason. The music slaps. And I don't think it was just me because all of a sudden your threads and Popheads started popping off. People are
Mm.
calling you the British Carly Rae Jepsen, which I think is like the highest comparison the sub can give you
Oh,
because
I
it was
love
pretty
her.
easy.
I grew up loving her.
Yeah, emotion was the reason that the whole subreddit started. So I know it probably felt more like a slow burn to you, right? Working for years and years to get to the point where you are now, but around the album release, did it really feel like there was a sudden boost to your profile and people discovering
Yeah.
your music?
I say sounds really dramatic, but there's like before the album and then
Hmm.
after the album. I don't know what that is like. BA before the album, BTA after the album, AA, ATA. Uh, everything had changed from
Hmm.
the moment the full album came out. Just shows I'm booking, collaborations that are happening, people that are in my DMs, everything. Yeah, everything feels different since that album came out.
Mm.
But it's not like viral success. Like I can't, I'm not being like stopped in the street, and it's not like crazy, crazy. But I think people are discovering me for the first time. Yeah, looking into something, some I don't know what I don't really know how what happened. I think just a really good body of work
Mm.
with great visuals and the timing. It was, January and people just are connecting with it.
Yeah, let's talk about the visuals a little bit. I want to talk about the album art and some of your single artwork. I think it's
Mm.
one of the strongest elements of your project because it really draws you in and matches the music, which is like all you could ever want, right? And unfortunately, so many artists I feel like neglect that element, right? It's just like a photo of them that could be in a magazine or something like that. And I really like the approach you take with it. Happiness, Synchronicity, and Wet and Wild are some of my favorites in terms of the single artwork. Where do you start when coming up with the artwork? Is it like the color, the story, the theme, the like time era?
Yeah, I mean, for the album, I had quite a bit of time to work on visual stuff. I wasn't playing lots of shows. I'd written the record, so
Mhm.
I did have a couple of weeks where I could just mood board. I was researching loads of photographers that I loved their work. I went into like a bit of a creative spiral. Like I was like, there was like things stuck around my apartment everywhere. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. From the outside, I probably looked like I was going a little bit mad. But I got obsessed with this idea of like me on a beach screaming and like lots happening behind me. I just
Mhm.
became like infatuated with this visual actually.
Mm.
And at the same time, I discovered the photographer Yana, who shot the artwork. And her thing is beach. She loves to shoot on beaches. It's
Mm.
like her thing. So we were talking for weeks. That's when I put it to like my management. I kind of got laughed at because they were like, you don't have the budget. So we don't have the budget to go to Barcelona. And I was like, let me just chat to my friends because I think everyone wants me to win. They're going to want to be part of it. Maybe if we can tie it in with like basically being a bit of a holiday,
Mm.
I can get everyone to be part of it. So yeah, basically planned a long weekend in Barcelona, and the whole weekend we shot visuals and stills, lots and lots of fun. We really did like party. We really did like sunbathe on the beach. We really were like drinking, and it was very fun. But we were capturing the whole thing throughout the weekend. So I think on reflection, even though I nearly made myself ill with how much I thought about this artwork, I'm so proud of it. I'm really proud of it. And yeah, I love that people have connected so strongly to it on
People are
Twitter.
obsessed with it. Yeah.
It's
They've been posting like this is the flavor of of album artwork that I like, and then they'll just
yeah,
do like a bunch of
yeah. Even last night I was out and some artists, two artists that I really love, they were like, "Oh my God, Rose! Like I thought they were going to talk about my album, and they're just like, your artwork's amazing." And I was like, "Yeah, have you listened to the music?"
music's good too. Yeah, exactly. No, but that's what I like is that the music matches the artwork too, right? Like
Yeah.
it meets it on its level. What elements of the final cover were like meticulously planned out, like you said, like you screaming on a beach, and what elements just kind of came together on the day?
I definitely knew that I wanted to have my best friend snogging someone. That
Okay.
was a big part of it for me. The gorgeous guy that he's snogging, that came quite last minute. We got him a train from like Barcelona City and then he got there. I knew that I needed sun, but on the morning of the shoot, it was pouring down with rain. But
Mhm.
somehow, literally, as soon as we got to the beach, the sun came out. I wanted to have headphones in. It kind of was very planned out. I knew what I wanted.
Were you actually screaming?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Was it like terrifying every time they took the shot?
I think I
Everyone's
got
trying not to like
to,
cringe because it's so much screaming all this, like they know it's coming, but
I think I got to a place where I could kind of do like a quite a cute scream and it not look
okay.
like I could be like, and it's not, I'm not actually like
Okay. Yeah, that
screaming.
makes sense. So how long did you spend deciding on the track list, like what goes on the album and the order for the track list of this album?
Yeah, very interesting process for me because I sort of did it I did it the wrong way round. I handed in a finished album when there wasn't necessarily plans for me to bring out an album.
Mm.
So I sort of had to sit with the album for quite a long time because these things you do have to really plan out an album campaign and roll out. So I sat with the album for a good year
Hmm.
without it being like mastered and mixed. And I'd already started to think about where I wanted certain tracks. But then obviously I wrote Damn and I wrote Free quite late on in the process. But didn't take me too long to put the track listing together because I'd already been playing stuff out in clubs and I sort of had an idea of, I always knew that I wanted to shock people with the first song being
Mm.
Damn. Like at heart, I love like industrial techno, like I love underground sounds. And
Hmm.
as much as I'm like a pop girl, I really wanted to open the album with something that was not sweet and not perfect. So I wanted Damn to be like,
So that was like an obvious placement, right? Like
yeah,
Damn is
Damn.
gonna be first.
Yeah, and then the louder please. I always knew that I wanted at the end to sort of to give the audience some space.
And I like that Everything Changes is like the penultimate song so much because that kind of I always like a song that feels like it like closes things out, but then there's like a credits song kind of. And so that's kind of the vibe that your album gives me, and I really enjoy it. So did you make this album in London?
Not fully. I wrote a lot of it in LA with Justin. And I also did little bits in Paris with Sega Bodega. But most of the production and the ad production happened in London.
Yeah. Love that. You're a Londoner, right? So have you heard any of your music playing at any nightclubs in London? Or if not, where would be the ideal place to hear your music play?
I have heard. I do quite a lot of stuff with Shy Girl. So at all the Club Shy events, I've heard my music playing. I've been being sent lots of videos. I haven't actually like gone into the club yet, and I'm just there as a punter, and one of my songs comes on. That hasn't happened yet.
If you could choose a club where that would happen, where would you choose?
So there's this like club night in London called Adonis.
Yeah. Oh, I lived in London. By the way.
Oh, you did. Oh, yeah. Sick. Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, I lived in the UK for 7 years, London for 2.
Oh wow. Yeah. Okay, so you know. So Adonis.
I know that. Yeah, that's why I'm asking. I'm like, I'm gonna go back soon, and I'm like, where should I be playing Rose Gray? Where should I, nudge the DJ?
Adonis. It's Have you been?
I think I went a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, at the Cause.
2022 or something.
Yeah, I think that was before the Cause closed. I think it would be cool to hear my stuff, like a remix. Adonis.
A remix.
A remix, yeah.
A remix that might be coming up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely.
I also read that you were born in Muswell Hill. That's where I lived.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, that's like my backyard.
I was only there for about 2 months, and then because my family were all from East London.
Yeah.
And then my mum moved back in with my nan, like in East, and then we haven't left since. Muswell Hill.
You're still in East London.
I'm still in East, yeah.
Oh, love that.
Yeah.
You already said that Damn was one of the later songs you wrote for the album, but what was the first song you wrote for the record? And at that point, did you know it was the start of a new album?
No. So it was Tectonic. The first song.
Okay.
Because it was going to be part of an EP. It was going to be part of my Higher Than the Sun EP. Something that you'll learn about me is like I make so much music. I've made hundreds of songs over the last couple of years. Yeah, I almost like explode with material. So I had written Tectonic two or 3 years ago.
I'm gonna have to listen back to it, knowing that that's kind of like the start of everything, right? And do you feel like you made some of your other music around that kind of sound, or was it that just happened to be the earliest?
I think that just happened to be the earliest. I don't know if you've listened to some of those earlier EPs. I was just really experimenting. Yeah, I was really experimenting with where I wanted to go. Some of it's actually like Synchronicity, super alternative. It kind of reminds me of like Bedtime Stories, Madonna, a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say even your like first couple singles very different from the Rose Gray we're at now. And what's that kind of journey been like, and do you feel like this is the debut album because this is where you've landed and this is where you're like, I'm done experimenting, this is my sound?
Yeah, I came into the industry like really young. As a vocalist, I was always like, my voice was very much my instrument, so I did what I think most singers do before they become artists, is just like explore with my voice.
Yeah,
really found my sound yet. So some of those earlier singles, there's a song called Good Life and Blue, like Baby Rose. I love Blue as well. I really love Blue. And that is a big part of me as well that I do. There's a girl with a guitar sing like that. There is that within me, definitely. But this album, I think a song like Everything Changes, falls, I think, more into like that baby Rose of being a bit more indie and sensitive with the sound palettes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be just like one thing. I feel like I've got many eras in me or different places that I can go with my music that I haven't even started exploring yet.
Exactly. And are we going to get sort of different places you can go on the deluxe or the sister album that may or may not come out later this year?
Yeah. I definitely feel like, because the record came out in winter, it's come out in winter, I want to give a sort of sister version that feels like it can have another life in summer. And I know that the album is going to do its bits for the rest of the year and forever, hopefully. But I do want to give myself the opportunity to just have a really fun summer with some new music. I think it might be more like album 2, where I delve a bit deeper into different sounds. And
that's sick. I mean, I love when artists come out right out the gate and then they're already releasing like less than a year later a new album.
Yeah, I'm so, that's my world. I don't want to put out an album and then wait 2-3 years to put out something else. It's not it's not who I am, and it's right now I just feel like I need to keep writing, so I'm not gonna stop.
Love that. Yeah. Love to hear it. I have a couple games. Let's play a song interrogation. And I promise it's not nearly as scary as it sounds.
No, because I just did something for MTV on telly, and I didn't know any of the songs. It was so embarrassing because they were all like really commercial like stuff, and I didn't know any of them.
I promise you'll know these songs. So going off the track list of your new album, I'm going to use the titles as jumping off points for some silly rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
You have a song called Wet and Wild. When's the last time you visited a water park?
Wow. I think on holiday with my family in Menorca, maybe like 9 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you got to go back, because I feel like if you take all of the verse lyrics and everything out and you just keep the chorus, I feel like that could soundtrack like a commercial for like a water park.
Yeah, that could be a good TikTok. Me in a water park running around.
You have a song called Free. Do you believe the best things in life are free?
Yes, but the only thing is I need to be able to fly. So I need a flight, and then it's good.
So if you have teleportation powers, then you're set.
I have teleportation powers. Sun, sex. That's it, really.
Sun and sex. There you go. You have a song called Party People. Do you feel like someone would describe you as a party person, or has there been a time in your life where you feel like someone would have described you as such?
Yeah, I'm definitely a party person.
Love that.
I have had eras where I'm more of a party person. It usually coincides with summer, to be fair. I think in summer I blossom. Yeah.
Do you have like seasonal affective disorder like I do? I become more of an introvert in the winter, and I'm like less productive, and I'm like, okay, time to like watch TV.
Weirdly for me in winter, I always have like more a bit of a career moment, especially this year. It's been very busy, but I definitely come alive in the summer.
Finally, you have a song called Hackney Wick. Where would be the first place you recommend a tourist visit in Hackney?
Get to the canals. And I'd say walk. You walk from the end of Broadway Market up to Highbury and Islington. And on the way, just like stop in some pubs, get a little bit of food. You have a favorite pub? Do I have a favorite pub? I only say that because I'm going to be there soon. And I'm like, if I don't know this pub, I might as well check it out. Well, this is not a pub on the on that walk. There's a There's a pub near me, which I love, which is a cat's pub. The woman has about 6 cats and she's obsessed with Kylie Minogue. So every year, Kylie Minogue Festival. It's
Wait,
so
she's just only playing Kylie Minogue and it's not a cat cafe. She just owns her cats.
Loads of cats.
Like she just has the cats. Wait, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Wait, I'm going to send you the name of it.
And I thought I wanted to be in the music industry, but I kind of want to do that now. I don't know why. That sounds awesome. But yeah, so thank you so much for doing this. This is awesome. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
I can't wait for more stuff on the sister album, the summer version.
The sister.
Are you going to go on like another holiday to take photos? Or are you not going to do that to yourself again?
So I have an idea.
Okay.
I have an idea that would involve the opposite of the artwork, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Not
the summer album is going to have a winter theme.
Iceland. Take to Iceland.
Thank you so much, Rose, for joining me, and thank you to Noah for the theme music. Thank you to Chris for editing this episode, and make sure to rate and review us on whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on right now. Bye, y'all.